Jaylen Walker, James Pierce Jr., Xavier Watts, Billy Bowman, and Jack Nelson. Falcons fans, what is going on? As these are your 2025 Atlanta Falcons Draft Class prospects. And from my personal opinion, I look at this draft class and I give it an A on the surface level, as what we talk about right now, as not only Terry Fontenot and the Atlanta Falcons organization hit on a lot of needs, but as far as what his main talking point about getting impact players, I think he did it right on this one. Now, let's talk about a few of these. Let's talk about these guys in his individualities. In round one, we have Mr. Jaylen Walker, and I know a lot of Falcon fans were pretty happy to get him for the simple fact that he's a Georgia Bulldog. But one of the mainstays of him that I do like is the versatility to not only play on the edge, but he has the capabilities of playing in the middle as well. Now, as far as him being that versatile, it just adds to another dimension of this defense, especially when you have a multitude of guys that play exactly like that, which is a Caden Ellis, Divine Diablo, Troy Anderson. So you can interchange at these points. And don't forget D'Angelo Malone is another one of those guys as well. And let's go look at the second first round pick, which this was a shocking move that the Atlanta Falcons took to move back into the first round. And them getting edge rusher James Pierce Jr. For a lot of the folks that don't know, James Pierce Jr. was actually one of the top 5 edge rushers in this draft. So for the Atlanta Falcons to end up getting 2 of the top 10 edge rushers in this draft in the first round, by giving up the 2026 first round pick, was a bold move. But once again, the theme of his draft was impact players. And with James Pierce kind of being one of the faster edge rushers coming out of the combine and coming into this season, I mean, you pretty much got you got a lot of possibilities right there. And what that does is that's definitely going to put a battery in the guys like Arnold Ebiketie, and the guys like D'Angelo Malone, Leonard Floyd. Because, like I said, now they got to prove to themselves, do they belong? Now, as we already know, with the James Pierce deal, they had to give up a second round pick, so there was no second round pick for the Falcons. But in turn points, it turned into a third round pick, in which the Atlanta Falcons selected safety Xavier Watts. Now, this was a bit of a shocker, not because they got Xavier Watts, but the fact that they got him in the third round. Now, if you look closely to his game, he looks like, and this is per his words, pattern his game after Jesse Bates, which is a very interesting skill set in itself, because there's a dynamic in his game in which, like you said, another impact player who is a ball hawk as well, and who attacks from a multitude from both safety positions. And that's definitely a added plus. Like you said, we don't know what the safety situation is going to be for the 2025 season. I know they've signed quite a bit of safeties, but to get this kid out of Notre Dame is definitely a plus, not only for the 2025 season, but for the next few seasons here. And now we go to round 4. Now, round 4 was a very interesting pick, which is another safety, Mr. Billy Bowman Jr. out of Oklahoma. Now, this may have been kind of the head scratcher for a lot of Falcon fans. But once again, impact players, ball hawks, playmakers. And Billy Bowman is one of the better ones in this draft. His biggest downside is he misses a lot of tackles. But once again, the theme of a lot of these players, versatility. He's not only a safety, but he plays nickel corner as well. So this adds more to the depth at that position and adds competition. And with him being able to be added to that nickel competition, once again, you add another ball hawk, another playmaker on the defensive side of the ball, especially with Billy Bowman. I think in the last couple of years has 3 pick sixes. I think definitely what they're looking for, the identity, is guys that can change the game, change the flow of the game with turnovers, which gives your offensive side of the ball more opportunities to make plays. And we're going to the 7th round, and Mr. Jack Nelson, offensive tackle out of Wisconsin. Now, this is one of those other ones where people may have been looking at this spot and saying, okay, they didn't get a wide receiver, they didn't get a defensive tackle, but they got an offensive lineman. And all honestly, in my personal opinion, I love the move, just for the simple fact that, once again, he's able to play both tackle spots, left and right tackle. So he is a project that you are grooming to take either the spot of Jake Matthews, who possibly may be retiring in the next couple years, or Caleb McGarry, who they may not want to give another contract after this year. But he's he's basically a technician out there. He still got a little work to do, but that's why he's the project. And that concludes what my thoughts is on these guys. Once again, I will give the Atlanta Falcons an A for this draft. Not only being aggressive and getting those style playmakers, but at the same time, they were able to get players of needs. And needs are not necessarily just big name guys at certain positions. You got to think about it. A lot of the guys on defense are on 1-year deals. So they are reloading on guys on defense, to which they don't have to worry about too much about paying big contracts for the next couple years. And like I said, you're getting a lot of playmakers. You're getting a lot of game changers. And I think Terry Fontenot hit this one out the park. And like I said, with Jack Nelson, you're either going to get the heir apparent to Jake Matthews, or you're going to get the heir apparent to Caleb McGarry. So they hit on a lot of needs. But like I said, man, this your man, 6MK, K Styles over here. Make sure you continue to support, like the channel, for the 6MK crew. Hey, Atlanta Falcons did their thing this year. So until next time, people, we out.